What is up? This is Nick Golden from the Pitwall Podcast. Subscribe, like, follow at the Pitwall Pod and all that good stuff. I am here for 3 days at the British Grand Prix, which is really exciting. And I'm going to show you everything that happens here over the 3 days and all my experiences. But first, I got to get here. Okay, so I'm currently here in Birmingham, Alabama. It is Tuesday, July 4th. About to get on the plane and go to Atlanta and then hop another plane to go to London Heathrow. When I should get there tomorrow morning, England time, around 7 a.m. I'm very excited, and I cannot wait to go, so bringing you guys along with me. Now, a lot of people have asked me, why bother go all the way to Britain just to see a race when there's 5 races in North America now? Well, I'll tell you on the way to Atlanta. Okay, so there are 2 primary reasons why I am going to Silverstone, and both are very important to me. Number one is that I feel like I have to see Lewis Hamilton drive it home at some point before he retires. And you never know. I mean, he hasn't technically signed a contract yet. He could be done this year. He probably won't be, but he might be. Okay, reason number 2 is that my dream is to be a Formula One content creator, whether that's for an official entity like Formula One Media or ESPN or Sky Sports, something like that. And I feel like I have to go to where it all started to really pay my dues almost. Not that anybody told me that. I just feel like I need to go to the beginning of the Formula One Championship to really understand what European Formula One energy is all about. And I'm just dying to see it. And even if Lewis wasn't going to be there, I'd be dying to go to Silverstone anyway. So this is my dream race to go to. I've been planning this trip for 3 years, so I'm very excited. Without further ado, next stop is London Heathrow, so let's go. Okay, it's been overnight and it's day again, sort of, for me. I am at the baggage claim and they're already showing Formula One ads for Aston Martin, sponsored by, I see Checo over there. It's all over the place, just ads all over the place. Super cool. Today, my plan is to go and explore a little bit. There is a Williams fan zone at Piccadilly today, so that is my main thing that I'm going to do. And Alex Albon's supposed to be there, so if I get to at least see him, maybe we can talk to him, I don't know. So there's supposed to be simulators and a whole bunch of other stuff. So let's go explore here after I crash here for a little bit. Okay, so I made my best attempt to come and see Alex Albon. I came here an hour and a half early, but a bunch of people beat me, and they said that there's no shot that we're getting in, and that you can come in for general viewing at 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. or tomorrow. I'm sure Jensen's going to be even crazier, so I doubt I'll get to meet a driver, but I am going to come back to see if I can get in again.
I did eventually get in the next day, and they had a bunch of impressive things to see, all of which was seen first on my TikTok at the Pitwall Pod, but I got to do a simulator for the first time, and that was awesome. I also did some other stuff in London, including the London Eye, which was super fun. It's always a gorgeous view up there. I had done it one other time before, but never during the day, so always an amazing view to see. Was really glad I had the chance to do that. But the main thing I was looking forward to do in London is to go to the F1 arcade. It's right by St. Paul's, and it's the only one in the world. This place is decked out Formula One themed, and one of the nicest bars I've ever seen. But obviously the main thing you're there to do is one of the simulators, and I have to say this is the nicest sim setup I've ever seen. The seat even vibrated and was on pistons to move with the track, and it was just a really, really fun experience. I was very excited. And they must have over 100 of these at this place, and also it'd be an awesome place to watch the race where you get all this live telemetry, and obviously there's a full menu with a bunch of food and drink options. So really the whole place, I'm dying to go back. It's going to be my first stop next time in London. After that, I got some much needed rest, and then it was time for Friday at Silverstone. To say I was excited was an understatement. The bus ride felt like an eternity because I just wanted to get there, but finally I arrived. Okay, a long and slow bus ride later, and we have made it to Silverstone day 1 practice day. F3 practice is already happening right now, so we missed some of that, but that's okay. I'm just crazy excited to be here, so I'm about to go see the track for the first time. Just on the way to my seats for the first time, I saw so many amazing things. It really just gave me this vibe of, wow, I really am at Silverstone. It's dream come true.
Okay, we're at our seats. I'm about to see, this will be my first reaction of seeing the track.
This morning, first practice session of the weekend.
Oh my God.
It's so crazy to see something you've seen on TV so many times in person for the first time. Truly breathtaking. Next, I went and checked out the main shop. They had a ton of really cool stuff. My personal favorite thing, though, wasn't even the merch. I got to see a model of McLaren's car with the chrome livery. Let me just say it looks so much better in person.
Okay, we're walking around and checking out all of our merch options and food options and all of that. I've done my part to support this track at this point after the tickets that I bought directly from them and the merch that, you know, you're only here once. So bought that and getting close to the first practice session, which I'm very excited for. So, yo, let's do it. It really is so far a great atmosphere. Like, that's all I know I'm just repeating myself, but it's exactly what everybody always says, and that's what it feels like. And it's not even hype yet because, like, it's only been practice so far, so I can't imagine what it's going to be like for qualifying. There's also been F2, F3 sessions, so there's stuff going on constantly. It's literally impossible to see everything. So, you know, we're kind of picking and choosing priorities, but yeah, it was awesome.
The fan zone was also unbelievable. So many things to do. I mean, they even had the trophy there, which was awesome to see. The main stage is just ridiculous. I headed back in time to watch the next F2 practice session, which was my first time seeing that. And then my favorite driver made an appearance. It was absolutely surreal to see him with all of his home fans and how they reacted to him.
Okay, practice number 2 is basically done. I was staying a little longer to see if they come out to film the movie at all. I'm very fascinated by this, but absolutely fantastic day. Beautiful weather, beautiful facilities. Silverstone is everything that it was told to be. I'm just very happy to be here, despite the fact that Mercedes doesn't seem like they're having the best day, but I'm just here for the experience. So it's absolutely incredible venue. So it's the best day, and we're gonna head back home and do it all again tomorrow for qualifying.
The movie cars were so impressive. I mean, I think they need to make merch for this team. I would totally buy it. The black and gold is so cool. Next, I headed back to London, rested up, and got ready for day number 2, where I rode the bus once again.
Okay, day 2 qualifying day. I'm very excited. I thought I would take this time to talk about how to get to Silverstone, because that is the pretty tricky part if you're trying to do it yourself. Especially, you basically have 2 options. You either need to stay close in Milton Keynes or Northampton, but you need to be very rich to do that. It is very expensive. The average hotel cost is over $1,000 a night. So then you still have to get a bus to here, which takes over an hour normally, even though it's not that far away because of all the traffic. So option number 2 is to stay in London, and that's what we did. And it's a little more complicated, but basically you have to find a train or a bus that can take you, and you need to book it out way in advance. Like, you need to be planning and thinking ahead and look at all your options. But we got a direct from National Express that literally is just, there's no stops, it's just straight here, and it takes 2 hours, again because of the traffic. So yeah, so that's the best thing to do. On Sunday we're doing something different. We're taking a train and then a bus, because Silverstone has a package that you can get for Sunday that's like a you'll definitely make it thing. So we did that, which was a little more expensive to be safe. So
I decided to take the time that I had before the 3rd practice and qualifying to walk around the track. Just watching F2 and F3 cars come through sections of the track at high speed was super impressive. There are amazing places to view the race all over this track. I mean, absolutely can't go wrong with general admission if you don't want to pay for seats. On our walk, it started to drip wet, which means that we are about to get a wet session for practice and probably even qualifying, which we knew would be exciting. And also, it's British weather. I mean, you got to expect some rain. And also, the rain helps show off the aero of the F2 cars during their sprint race, which made getting wet absolutely worth it. During the third practice, I was able to spot a few drivers, including Checo. It was a fairly tame session because of the wet. But we did end up getting a red flag, so that was really interesting. But mostly, I was really excited for qualifying, and it was finally time. The British fans were a little excited when they saw Max break his front wing. I mean, we don't see mistakes from him very often these days. Q1 had so much energy, the crowd was super into it every time they were announcing sector times. And Max once again got pole, barely stealing it from Lando Norris, which the Brits were not happy about.
Okay, that was quality day. As you can see, the massive humanity behind me all tried to leave. It was quite the session, I gotta say. Lewis scared me a bunch of times, but it was incredible, just like the way they were like improving their laps and all that stuff. So just incredible atmosphere. Also, Lando, I need a shirt that says Max ruins everything. I loved your quote. So anyway, yeah, so we're going to head back and then we'll come back tomorrow for race day.
It was finally time for race day, and I took a train on this day like I had mentioned before. Just at the train terminal alone, the crowds were already getting crazy and the hype was really starting to build. I was literally shaking in my seat with excitement for race day.
Okay, it is race day and I am here. I'm really excited. Finally done with all the back and forth traveling, but I'm super excited and also sad that it's my last day here, but I cannot wait for the race. A little rain in the air. It's kind of cooler today, so be interesting to see how all the teams fare with these conditions. But man, I am so excited. So we still have a couple hours to go till the race, but I'm about to head in, get some food, and head to my seat and just enjoy the day. So I cannot wait. I mean, you got to ride the Ferris wheel, right? It's got a giant Google Chrome logo on it. That's trustworthy. So let's go.
To be completely honest, I thought going on the Ferris wheel was just going to be fun, but not this amazing. I mean, you could see absolutely everything from up there. It was absolutely breathtaking. Next, I got a quick bite to eat, headed to my seat where I found a free Las Vegas bag because they were advertising that race. And next, it was time for the driver's parade.
Okay, 1 hour till race time. It's amazing the amount of people that are here compared to Friday because everybody was working and didn't want to come practice. But there was a lot of people yesterday, but this is unreal and the energy is insane. I finally feel at home with a bunch of Mercedes fans because in the US it's all Red Bull. So yeah, I cannot wait. It's race time without further ado. There's so many things I have to say about how great this place is, but I might even make that a separate video at this point. So yeah, let's do it.
The drivers started to come out of the pit and I could see both Mercedes cars come out, which really had me excited, made me really feel like, oh man, the race is about to begin. Next, there was a 30-minute air show by the Red Arrows, which is one of the coolest things I've ever seen in person.
Difficult for 7 and 8 to keep that momentum going, rolling around.
And if that wasn't enough, I looked to my left and the guard band was marching down the Hamilton Straight with a giant British flag. Their national pride was really cool to witness, including the planes flying above. The grid walk had started and that was an awesome sight to witness, and then it was time for the national anthem. As the formation lap started, I literally had chills. All the traveling, all the waiting came down to this moment.
Let's go!
The crowd, along with myself, was so excited to see Lando lead a lap and overtake right at the beginning. Absolutely worth the trip for that alone. Later on in the race, we got a safety car, which really spiced up the end of the race. And I once again got my money's worth with the restart right in front of me. The race ended in spectacular fashion, and I was just so happy to be there.
Get on the podium!
After the race was an absolute mob waiting to get on the track. We saw Lewis's interview, and then it was time to push our way onto the track. My friend Jaden was following along behind me, and I could tell that we were going to have to run to make it in time. I ran as fast as I could all the way there to make it in time to see them spraying champagne at each other. An absolutely amazing sight to see with my own eyes. It was almost overwhelming to experience the atmosphere as everybody celebrated both Lewis and Lando, their two hometown boys, on the podium at their home Grand Prix. It was super cool to experience. And afterward, I got to walk the track for a little while. I really didn't record too much while I was down there because I was just trying to be in the moment. After all, I traveled thousands of miles to be here and years of planning, which was absolutely worth it just for these moments. I did spot a few familiar faces on the pit wall, like Zach Brown getting interviewed, some of Aston Martin's pit crew, and I even peeked Lewis at one point, though I didn't get a video of him. And after that, I headed back to London on the train, and then the next day I headed home, and I'm back here in America now, and it was just an absolutely incredible experience, 100% worth it. If you're ever thinking about going to an F1 race in a different country, you absolutely should do it. My goal is over my lifetime to cross out, most of the major ones, and that's going to take quite a lot of traveling, but just this alone proved to me that it's absolutely worth it. So I had a fantastic time. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more content like this, please follow us, check out all of our podcasts at the Pitwall Pod, subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.